Hello everyone, welcome to my Let's Play of Rimworld. I will be playing a rough start in vanilla, rough start, naked brutality, and I just want to quickly go over why I don't like to use mods. So if you don't want to listen to this, you should just skip this video because this is just me ranting about mods and telling everybody why I'm not using a mod for this let's play. So the reason I don't like to use mods, they're often buggy and they're often broken, and once a new patch comes out for a game, that mod is often broken and buggy, and the guy who made the mod has to go in and fix the mod. And if that person happened to have lost interest, then so either somebody else in the community picks it up or you're SOL, So even the best mods that are well maintained still often have bugs, and they are often poorly balanced. So for example, I like to play Shogun 2, and I've tried all the radius mods and a bunch of other mods, but I'll just give you the example of using radius mods, and I know a lot of people like those mods, and I'm just expressing my own personal opinion here. I'm not trying to bash the radius mods. It has its pros and cons, I guess, but anyways, I just want to say that, okay, in the case of balance. In terms of balance, radius mods I think breaks the game, because radius mods allows you to have very low upkeep. Your units are cheap to build. They have very low upkeep, which means that only the best units get built. So your crappy units, or worser units, just less powerful units, just don't get built. I mean, why would you build them? Because when you can get the best on the cheap, right? So it breaks balance there, and also at the same time, radius mods makes all the units very tanky. So a lot of times you would have a ranged unit in a battle, and after emptying all its ammunition, the enemy units just even if you can keep the enemy unit busy with another unit, your ranged unit didn't hardly do that much damage to it, and it's already out of ammunition. So that mod really takes away from ranged units, in my opinion, and at the same time it makes battles really sluggish and drags on for a long time. Units just don't die; they just take forever to die, and that's not what I like to see in the game. And it became unbalanced, and battles just dragged on for way too long. But anyways, enough about Shogun 2. So I also even the best mods often, they're well upkept, often have bugs. Like for example, in Rimworld I downloaded the character editor, which was in the Steam Workshop. This mod had 5-star rating, and it was up to date, and I downloaded it, and I was all excited because I was going to be able to save myself a lot of times in character creation, because what I like to do is create characters that have an interest, or my starting character. What I do is I often random until I get a starting character that has either decently high skill in construction plants and cooking, or else they have interest in it, so that I can quickly increase their skill in those areas. And at the same time, of course, I random to make sure they don't have traits that will get them killed in the early game, like a addiction of some kind, or an illness that slowed them down, or an illness that or they're wimps, no go. Unable to care for yourself, no go. Dumb labor, no go. Unable to do dumb labor, no go. And so, or some terrible traits. So I go through. I basically just random until I get a character without a terrible no go abilities, no go traits, with decent trait lists, and then I just ignore the skills. Right? They can have 0, 0, 0 for construction, plants, and cooking, and then I just pick that character, start the game, and then I edit it, and just add interest in construction, growing, plants and cooking, and then I can start playing the game, and it saves me a lot of time in generating character I feel will be strong enough to survive the first, the early part of the game when it's all alone. So, and what happened is immediately I know after doing that I noticed 2 bugs. The first one was and I'm pretty sure that these bugs are caused by the mod, because not necessarily the mod itself, because this mod had a prerequisite. You need the whatever lib mod in order to use this mod, and this whatever lib mod I think might have introduced those bugs. But anyways, the bug was I had a patch of corn that was partly harvested, and then I noticed my colonists wouldn't sow the harvested part of it. So I click on that patch, and I notice, okay, it's growing season. It's not a bad temperature, or not growing season or any of that. It was summer and it was growing season. So I clicked on one of my colonists and tried to force him to sow, and it just didn't take. So what I did was I deleted that zone and then rezoned it for growing corn again, and then immediately my colonists would go and sow it. So that didn't seem like a terrible bug, but it can be annoying. And then the second bug I encountered, which is even more annoying, is one of my colonists was the husband of my the first colonist. He became he joined the colony. I think he was running away. It was one of those events where he was running away from enemies or something like that, or he was a somebody who was stranded, and I sent a caravan to go get him. And so he joined right away, but he had a psychic addiction. Usually I just kick people like that out, but he was the husband of my first colonist, so I was like, I'll put up with him. I mean, and so what happened with him is he kept having mental breakdowns because of his addiction. He was going through withdrawals. I didn't have any psychic, and I wasn't going to keep his addiction. I was going to make him break his addiction. So he would have mental breakdowns, and usually when a character have a mental breakdown in Rimworld, they have a catharsis. They have catharsis, which gives them like a +40 to their mood, which allows them to do stuff before they have another mental breakdown again. So it may be just eat, sleep, do recreation, and maybe build a wall here, or build something, and then mental breakdown again. But in this case, it was just a cycle of mental breakdown. Maybe in between he got to eat and sleep, maybe, and then and he just kept having mental breakdown after mental breakdown because he wasn't getting catharsis. And I have, again, never seen this bug before in vanilla Rimworld. So I'm pretty sure it was the mod that caused all these bugs. So that's why I don't use mods. Well, thank you for listening, and I'm going to start the game now. Thank you for your patience. If you listen to this, and I will see you soon.